Hello learners, welcome back to Hubbard Product Technology and Regulatory Science. Let's begin with the Schedule Y for ASU medicine, that is Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani medicine. What Schedule Y says about. What is Schedule Y? Schedule Y is a schedule which is in the part of Drug and Cosmetics Act 1940, which says about the licensing requirement and clinical trials requirement for the drugs. In Schedule Y, there is a separate chapter or a separate section for ASU medicine was introduced after the suggestion and advice of ASU DTAP, what we have learned yesterday. Now we will see what are the requirements for classical or Shastriya or traditional medicine in the Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani as per the Schedule Y. When the traditional ASU formulation with dosage form and indication as per the authoritative text, that means the text or the literature which is as per the Drug and Cosmetics Act, then for such formulation safety study not required, because such formulations are being taken by the people from decades or maybe more than that, where evidence of effectiveness from authoritative source is required. The traditional ASU formulations with change in dosage form, in such case a safety study again not required, as for example the churna. The churnas are taken in the powder form, but if the same composition is converted in a tablet form or the powder filled in a capsule, then a safety study is not required, but evidence of effectiveness from published literature is required to support your claim about its effectiveness. Traditional ASU formulation for new indication, that means some formulations which are already into the domain but not used for particular disease condition, and now they are going to prescribe for the new disease condition. In such case safety study is not required, but evidence from published literature or a proof of effectiveness is required, where the industry or manufacturer asked to do a clinical trials on a smaller scale to suffice the data requirement. Requirements for proprietary formulations. Proprietary medicines are those medicines where the formulation or formula is developed based on the traditional knowledge with the additional excipients or a drug compartments, where the proprietary is being with the manufacturer or the formula developed by the industry or organization. In such case, proprietary formulation with the ingredient not from Schedule E1, which is for the toxic substances from natural sources and based on the textual rationale from authoritative book, in such case a safety study not required. Evidence of effectiveness of ingredient from published literature is required, and proof of effectiveness from a pilot study also required. Proprietary formulations with any of the ingredient from Schedule E1 and based on textual rationale from authoritative book. In such case, the toxic substance is being used as per the authoritative literature. In that case, safety study is required because we are going to use a toxicant in the formulation. Evidence of effectiveness from published literature and proof from the pilot study is necessary. Requirement for the extracts based formulation. A simple aqueous extract as per the text. For example, the kadha or decoction of adulsa. If it is mentioned as per the authoritative literature, then the only references of that literature will suffice the requirement for Schedule Y. Aqueous extract as per the text with a new indication. If that same decoction you are using for some different disorder or disease condition, then the safety study is not required, but proof of effectiveness for the new indication is required. Hydroalcoholic extract as per the text. All asavas and aristas are hydroalcoholic preparation. If they are already mentioned in the authority book like Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani medicine, then evidence of effectiveness may be required on basis of the case. Specific hydroalcoholic extract with a new indication. If particular hydroalcoholic extract you are preparing and giving a new use or new therapeutic application, in such case safety study is required. Evidence and proof of effectiveness are also equally mandatory. Other extracts made from various solvents such as alcohol or a petroleum ether. Acute and chronic toxicity, mutagenicity and teratogenicity data is required, because now it is not happening in the hydroalcoholic or aqueous extract, which is as per the authoritative text, where we are using organic solvents or some mineral acids which are a synthetic solvents which need to prove the extraction profiling, and that is why the active components present in those solvent extracts need to be evaluated for its acute and chronic toxicity, mutagenicity and teratogenicity, as well as evidence of effectiveness from published literature and proof from the clinical studies also mandatory. That was all for the Schedule Y. Now we will proceed for the IPR related issues with the herbal products. Let us see what is the IPR. Intellectual property rights. It have become important in the face of changing trade environment, which is characterized by global competition, high innovation risk, short product cycle, need for rapid changes in technology, high investments in research and development, production and marketing, and need for highly skilled human resources. Regardless of what product an enterprise makes or what service it provides, it is likely that it is regularly using and creating a great deal of intellectual property. There is an emergent need for enterprises and professionals to systematically consider the steps required for protecting, managing and enforcing intellectual property rights so as to get the best possible commercial result from the ownership. The intellectual property right is a part of a TRIPS, that is a trade related aspect of intellectual property rights. It is the agreement between the different organizations who follows the TRIPS. The Annexure 1C is a part of that agreement. It is usually gives a creator an exclusive right over the use of his or her creation for certain period of a time. World Intellectual Property Organization is UN organization dedicated to promoting the use and protection of work of the human spirit. Headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. 184 members nations are the part of this organization. Intellectual property right, also known as IPR, can be defined as a right given to the people over creation of their mind. They usually give the creator an exclusive right over the use of his or her creation for the certain period of time. The time varies as per the type of IPR. The agreement on trade related aspects of intellectual property rights, that is the TRIPS, concludes these different types of IPR: copyrights and related rights, patents, trademarks, industrial design, geographical indications, layout design, topographies of integrated circuits, protection of undisclosed information, control of anti-competitive practices in contractual licenses. For our topic, the patents is a major part where we have the issues related herbal drug development. We will see what is a patent. A patent is a protection given to a patentee for an invention for a limited term by the government for disclosing the invention. The right to exclude others from using your invention. Owners has a qualified right to use the invention. It is a conditional grant given to the patentee. A balance of rights and obligations, and it is always subject to other laws of a land. As it mentioned, the patentee gets a right and exclusivity right to protect it from the others for the particular period of time. This period is 20 years as per the Indian patent law. The owner or a patentee is qualified to use it rightly. That means it will not allow others to use it without his or her permission. The three statutory benchmarks for patentability are as per the Patent Act 1970. First, novelty. The invention to be patented must not be published in India or elsewhere or in prior public knowledge or prior public use within India or claim before in any specification in India. A simple words, the any patent which comprise of the information about a product or a process should not be disclosed in any form in India or outside India. Innovative step as per the section 21JA, it means a feature of an invention that involves technical advance as compared to the existing knowledge or having economic significance or both, and that makes the invention not obvious to a person skilled in the art. That means if you are doing a patent for your invention, then that particular invention, it should have a new aspect other than the known available knowledge in the area, and a person who is an expert or having the knowledge in the field should understand its novelty. Industrial applicability. Section 21AC is a patentability requirement according to which a patent can only be granted for an invention which is susceptible of industrial application, that is for an invention which is can be made or used in some kind of the industry. So, if any patent which is having an invention or discussing the invention which is maybe only conceptual and cannot be worked on a industry level should not get patented. So, there is a number of things which cannot be patented. All of them have listed on this slide. This is as per the WIPO document. We will only look at the highlighted or bold three different types of non-patentable descriptions. First, method of agriculture or horticulture. Now, this is regarding a herbal drugs, agriculture and horticulture. If any herb or its raw material is being produced from the agricultural method, and if any person have done some invention in that field, then that thing or that process cannot be considered for the patentability. Plant, animal including seeds, variety, species, biological process are also not patentable as they are part of a nature, and as per the terms of a patentability, it is nothing novel in it. So, we cannot patent a plants or animals or their use for particular disease or disorder treatment. But if a genetically evolved microorganism developed in laboratory, then that is patentable as per the Patent Act. And traditional knowledge. It is very important that traditional knowledge is considered to be traditional when it is known by the people, and that is why there is nothing novel in it and there is no innovative step involved in the such formulations, so that all the traditional knowledge is not considered to be patentable. Since there is a lacuna in the system of traditional knowledge, people understood that the traditional knowledge is not having exposure, and that is why people can take advantage while patenting such traditional knowledge. So, India developing a database on Indian system of medicine in the form of traditional knowledge digital library, where it is accessible to the people who are trying to prove their invention for patent. A list of more than 200 cases of a rejection or withdrawal or amendment of a patent application based on TKDL is happened so far. The library consists of 4,50,000 plus traditional medicine formulations and herbs from Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Yoga and other traditional systems. The Indian Patent Act 1970 has specific provision as per the section 3. The following are not patentable, that is plants and animal in whole or any part thereof other than microorganism, but including seeds, variety and species and essentially biological process for production or propagation of plants and animals. Then an invention which in effect is traditional knowledge or which is an aggregation or duplication of known properties of traditionally known components or component also not patentable. TKDL helped to find out such products which being patented in India or outside India, and based on the knowledge which is available in the local forum, it is being used for rejection or revoking such patent. Few of the examples are a patent of turmeric, where the turmeric antiseptic activity was being patented in USA and the product was developed based on that activity, was known in the traditional knowledge of Ayurveda. Such are the many examples which we will be discussing in the coming session. Thank you.